So you may have noticed last week we didn't have Vector on the show, and that was not by our choice at all. Vector has decided to quit the show and pursue his other projects that he's got going on. Vector's, always staying busy. He's working on stuff on, on his YouTube channel. He's doing streams. He's working on music and videos. So I think at the end of the day, this was just taking up a little bit too much of Vector's time, but we definitely appreciate him sticking around for as long as he did. He did, 14 episodes with us. So shouts out to Vector. You can check him out on YouTube. If you go to youtube.com/deadvector, he's got a bunch of videos on there. You may know him formerly as Mega Destroy Bastard. But he's been a big pillar in the Metal Gear community, and he dove deep. But I think he just had to, for now, just turn in his Metal Gear card and kind of walk away for a bit. Focus on some other things, so ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yep, and we wish him the best.
Yep.
Yeah, if you're listening, man, hope everything goes well. We'll keep the seat warm for you.
Yeah, man, we miss you. Seat's open, come back anytime. But yeah, let's get rolling in this episode. I'm Fingers.
Hey everyone, this is Days Ahead.
And I'm Nitroid. You're listening to the Kojima Frequency. I am sufficiently crocked. not too crocked. I'm not grunning levels of crocked yet.
It's been a week.
Yeah.
You earned it. We earned it.
Yeah, at this point, I just want to go on a bender and forget everything. The past 7 days.
Yeah.
A lot has happened in the 7 days. To give you guys a little bit of context, when I started writing the outline for this episode, it was actually pretty basic, right? So, Microsoft buying Bethesda, PlayStation 5 prices.
God, I forgot all about that.
Right? This is where I'm getting at.
'Cause I really didn't give a shit.
Tokyo Game Show, any content that might have come out of Tokyo Game Show.
Oh yeah, that happened today.
It did.
What the fuck? Did anything happen?
You're proving my point yet again.
Okay.
Making jokes about overlap between Among Us and Metal Gear, which I still would like to do.
Yeah, everybody's kind of playing Among Us. That's kind of the game of the month.
It's a good time.
It is.
Fall Guys was last month.
Kind of feel bad for the Fall guys. Like, they just put out this game. And don't get me wrong, it's a success, but...
Yeah, I had a good time with it. I like that they're basically all just Teletubbies with, like, the top half cut off.
Yeah. So, like, we just had this list of, just a few talking points. That would be a good, quick first half. And in the second half, we'd talk about this rumor about this, Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2 collection coming to a PC near you. Like, oh, we saw this Taiwanese rating listing that suggested this. Are we going to get a Konami Classics collection? Why no Metal Gear 2? How are they going to port it? Like, just, philosophical questions, hypothetical questions. What did not occur to us is that Friday morning, all this shit was going to have to be, like, erased.
Completely blown out the window by fucking Metal Gear Solid, and Metal Gear Solid 2 getting thrown up on goodoldgames.com.
And thank you, Good Old Games, again.
Yeah, shouts out Konami and Good Old Games.
It was like Christmas morning. I'll bet a flawed Christmas morning, but a Christmas morning nonetheless. And I think that is going to be the primary focus of our episode today. But, I don't know if you guys want to talk about these codec moments a little bit before we get into that. Or
yeah, we can talk about that because it's stuff worth going over, I guess, because we can kind of relate. Because Microsoft buying Bethesda was kind of a big thing, but then everybody started talking about, oh, Sony should buy Konami, and that was like the immediate conversation that happened, and then Konami's trending all of a sudden at the beginning of the week.
And that's absolutely never going to happen.
Yeah. It's
Like these are by bros who don't understand how businesses work. They just think you walk in with a pile of money and go, "I want that."
Yeah.
I don't know if I was disconnected from the last gen, but I feel like this console war is just getting kind of absurd. Particularly like what you guys said. One, it's impossible for Sony. Sony's not going to do that. Sony's not going to buy Konami. The game industry is not an anime. But secondly, this is why I don't like this argument, is it's not really an indictment on Sony, but more so it's a brand of Microsoft. Like, I feel like beyond the practical benefits of buying out Bethesda, probably guaranteeing the next Elder Scrolls on PC and Xbox only, it's almost like it's about sending a message, like, let me throw my wads of cash on the table and remind you this is just a small project for us.
Yeah, I mean, I just looked up Sony's like net worth. They're saying estimated up to 45 billion, and then you have Konami at 3.5 billion. So it's like they're both making ridiculous amounts of money and probably don't need each other, but you can see that like Sony could easily just kind of absorb Konami and just, I don't know. But they probably don't want to do that because they're like, we're good.
Well, you also have to consider that the majority shareholders in Konami are essentially the Kozuki family. Most people don't realize that Konami is more or less a family business.
Mm-hmm.
And I doubt that they see any benefit in a buyout like that.
Exactly.
There's also the fact that Konami is not just a video game company.
They have the whole gaming side.
It's not even that. I mean, they're a health company. They have an animation branch. They're in sports. They're in a lot of different industries throughout Japan. They're not just, we know them over here as a video game company, and in Japan, they are so much more than that.
Yeah. They're like Tokugawa, just kind of, they're like in everything.
Yeah, they have so many branches.
And even beyond sort of the practical branding standpoint and the functionality, I guess, the question that is on my mind is would that acquisition bring out the value of what it's worth? If they decided to acquire Konami for, did you say it was 3 billion?
Yeah, 3.5 billion, yeah.
3.5 billion, so that's, and then Sony's what, 45 billion you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of a percentage of their revenue.
15 times more, yeah.
Yeah.
So what would be the benefit there then? Because why would they want to put that much money in when they could just hypothetically license the games from Konami?
That's exactly my point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems the smarter route, to just partner up and kind of license things out and just have many studios kind of allocated to helping work on.
Yeah, and there's
projects.
already evidence of Konami being willing to just sort of let other people put the work in.
Yeah.
So they can sort of sit back and collect their check at the end of the day.
I mean, I think it's wishful thinking. I mean, that's what fans are really, they're kind of just putting it out. And I think when stuff like that gets trending, it kind of just shows the people up top like, huh? Oh, hey, y'all want to maybe try this out and see if we can do something? I don't think anybody saw this Good Old Games collaboration. Everybody was kind of saying like Steam, but that came out of nowhere. And it was like, oh, okay, maybe they were talking for a while.
Well, this whole past week has been nothing but fans and wishful thinking.
Yeah.
It's been ridiculous. Like, I've heard, I was losing track of all the rumors that were floating around that were getting parroted by fairly big outlets.
Yeah.
You had sort of like some of the bigger names in the games industry forwarding this stuff, and nobody's really batting an eye at it. They're like, oh, this might actually happen. And anybody who pays attention to this closely immediately could smell something wrong with it.
Yeah.
Because we've seen this over and over and over and over for how many years now, these same exact rumors. And it's just like, okay, well, the room has been filled with smoke for the past 4 years, and we haven't seen so much as a spark.
Yeah. And that's like, as soon as we saw the listing on the Taiwanese store, it was like, okay, here we go. Here's something.
Yeah, that was tangible.
Yeah. But that was like the first moment where I was like, cool. But all the Metal Gear Solid remake stuff on PS5, it's like, that's where are you getting that from, buddy?
The Taiwanese listing, that felt legitimate. That was the case of where there's smoke, there's fire. Whereas this whole like, okay, Sony's gonna bring out this thing where they buy Konami. It felt like, and this feels a little bit of appropriate, like an appropriate metaphor. Um, it felt like I was imagining some moment from Yu-Gi-Oh where like Sony pulls out their trap card or whatever, and Microsoft's like, no, I didn't expect that. Like people are expecting them to have some sort of clapback to this response, and it's like, no, that's not how business works.
Yeah.
Like Sony's not going to do that. Like
Reverse.
cards just get laid as they are. Right, exactly.
But yeah, I mean, Microsoft buying Bethesda, good for them, I guess. All the Bethesda games have pretty much sucked for me lately, so I think maybe them getting like a retuning or an adjustment here and there might help them out.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I haven't had a good time with a Bethesda game for quite a while.
Doom Eternal was, the latest Wolfenstein was just so different than like what a Wolfenstein game normally is, and I didn't have a good time with it.
And I liked the first two new Wolfensteins.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the third felt like a looter shooter, which was like the antithesis of why I liked.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not here for this for Wolfenstein.
I mean, and let's be specific here because Microsoft technically bought ZeniMax and all of their subsidiaries. So that's, not just that's Bethesda, that's id, etc.
Right.
So it's interesting that the way this is being marketed is Microsoft buying Bethesda, not Microsoft buying ZeniMax.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I wonder, I was talking with a friend of mine and he kind of put forward this idea that maybe Microsoft is going to sort of rebrand ZeniMax and all of that, that entire operation as just Bethesda, since that's the name that people are most familiar with.
Yeah. Yeah, ZeniMax is just like always kind of just one of those other names on the box where you're like, yeah, get out of here. Then we got the PS5 prices dropped this week, which is just another little